Good Thursday evening, everyone. Just wanted to give you an update on our severe weather situation that is developing for Friday night. The Storm Prediction Center has now highlighted the entire state of Tennessee, except for the very northeastern fringe. I mean, the marginal risk for severe weather, that's level 1 out of 5. But they've also now shaded an area in yellow for level 2 out of 5. And that's a slight risk. And that includes portions of the Cumberland Plateau. And I wouldn't be surprised to see that expand tomorrow when these updates, when these outlooks update throughout the day tomorrow. Today was an active weather day in East Tennessee, and we had showers and storms here on the Cumberland Plateau. That's for sure. It got a little noisy there from time to time. But to our east, I mean, there was a funnel cloud spotted in eastern Morgan County, or at least reported. And then there were some large hail reports, some trees down, wind damage, flood advisories. So they had all kinds of stuff going on over in the eastern portion, just east of us, just barely to the east of us. So I had to watch all that very closely today, and I was doing just that. Now, for tomorrow night, I think the threat is a little bit more elevated than it was today, especially for the Cumberland Plateau. So like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see this slight risk expand just a bit. And I'll let you know if that does happen. So why would we be worried about severe weather for Friday evening? Well, we have something it's called wind shear. You hear us talk about this quite a bit in the weather business. And one form of shear is where you have the winds that increase with height. And that is quite common. Winds normally do increase with height as you go up because you have less obstacles. Down here we have the trees, we have buildings and whatnot to kind of slow the wind down. And then once you get above those, the wind can speed back up. So that causes wind shear. But sometimes that shear is a little bit more pronounced sometimes than others. And like tomorrow evening and tomorrow night, we'll have a little bit stronger winds aloft than normal. So there will be a little bit more of a potential for tilting of the thunderhead. So as you see in that example there on the right, where the thunderhead kind of tilts to the right a bit. And so the precipitation can fall ahead of the updraft and keep the updraft free and clear of any blockages that could hinder its development. So that can cause your updraft to become stronger. Whereas on the left there, you see your typical summertime storm where the updraft and downdraft are right up side by side, and eventually the downdraft chokes off the updraft because everything's just too close together. But if you can tilt the updraft, then the precipitation and the hail will fall out ahead of the storm, and so you're left with that updraft on the rear of the storm that can stay intact and stay stronger longer. So, and that can allow a storm to become severe. So this is just, this is speed shear. This is what we call a speed shear. Now, directional shear is when we refer to that when winds change direction with height. When you have like southerly winds at the surface and then they become westerly as you go up into the atmosphere. So we'll have a little bit of that tomorrow too. That's why we can't completely rule out an isolated tornado. Premier Generators brings us our Friday night level of concern. It will be level 2, so that will make it a meteorologist mark weather aware night. And so we'll be aware of that risk. And Premier Generators bringing us our severe weather threat outlook. And we have that low end risk for a tornado and low end risk for hail. Thunderstorm winds and flash flooding are both the greater threats. Main threat time frame looks to be 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. Now I will be making adjustments to that time frame as we get more information in and some more data in. But this is just to kind of make you aware of what I'm looking out for. And I'll update this all in the morning, and we'll see if any of these threats have changed and if I can change the threat time frame at all. Don't forget, you can download that Meteorologist Mark app. It's in your Apple and Android stores. It's free. And then you can get notifications sent straight to your phone right when I do an update on the website, and you'll get that notification and you'll know immediately when that happens. And that can come in really handy when the weather starts getting pretty crazy here on the Cumberland Plateau. And we all know those, tomorrow evening, we may have some severe weather to talk about, but we all know that's not going to be the last time this year because we'll be having more and more of these chances as we get closer to the winter season. And then we'll be dealing with all kinds of new stuff with that. So you're going to want to make sure that you've got that app downloaded and that you're ready to stay abreast of it all. You folks have a wonderful Thursday evening and keep looking up. Again, I'll have an update out first thing in the morning. You just keep it right here to Meteorologist Mark.